Hi, and welcome back to the Veterans Corner. My name's Chuck Wooden, and as always, I'll be your host. We have a group of, actually, folks from one of the VSOs. We haven't covered a VSO in a while. For those who don't know what that is, it's a veteran service organizations like the VFW, the DAV, and the American Legion. American Legion being one of our sponsors, actually our main sponsor for this show. But we do have the American Legion with us today, and we're going to be talking about Legion Riders, actually for the first show. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce our guests. We'll jump right into this, since we all know that 25 minutes goes by pretty fast. To my immediate right, we have Jim LaCourciere. Jim has worn many hats.
Yes, I have.
Over the years with the American Legion on the upper levels. He's a past department commander, and that's the state commander. He's also a past Northeast vice commander, and he's a founder of the American Legion Riders here in Connecticut. And that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today, the Legion Riders. And he's worn a whole bunch of other hats. We use up the whole 25 minutes if we named them all.
Absolutely.
But welcome.
Pleasure to be here, Chuck.
Welcome back to the show. You've been here before. To my right here, we have Jane Wright. Jane is the director of Chapter 209. That's in Forestville. When you hear chapter, that's the American Legion Riders. And that's out of Post 209. And she's also the immediate past Unit 209 president. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you.
And way off to my right, some of you may remember John Wright. John's been with this show since day one. He's the director of the show. We have the opportunity to have him in front of the cameras today. John, you're another one that has so many cats that I know you very well, and I can't keep track. So you just, some of them.
National Executive Committeeman for the Sons of American Legion. Yeah. I am currently the American Legion Riders Director for the state of Connecticut for the department. I'm also Squadron Commander for 209, Squadron 209 out of Post 209 Forestville. Yeah. So, yeah, I have a few more hats than that, but yeah, we'll stay with that.
Yeah, it's well, welcome to this side of the camera.
Thank you, Chuck.
We'll just kind of go like that. You know, we joke a lot. Once again, we've been together on this show since day one. He's the one that's usually yelling at me in my ear. Let's jump right into this. We usually start the show off by talking about, our veterans. If you served, now I know you served.
Yes.
What branch and when?
I was United States Air Force. I served 81, 83 during the Grenada, Lebanon crisis. We sat on the flight line, ready to mobilize, but we never did mobilize. I worked with the air-evac system for the purposes of the transport of our sick and wounded, but we never got deployed.
Yeah. That's John.
I served in the Marine Corps, 79 to 81. Out on Camp Pendleton. Unfortunately, I never got to leave Camp Pendleton because I was with a 155 howitzer unit, and I stayed right there.
Yep. That's thank you very much for your service on behalf of the viewers and the Veterans Corner itself. And Jane, thank you for everything you do for the veterans.
Thanks for your service.
It's as we all say, it's our honor to have served. Let's jump into this. What can you tell us? What can you tell the viewers about the American Legion Riders? Who are they? What do they do?
Well, the American Legion Riders are motorcycle enthusiasts. They're all members of the American Legion family, yeah. Either American Legion, Legionnaire, Auxiliary, or the Sons of the American Legion. You have to be one of those three in order to be a Legion Rider. But it's just, we're a bunch of motorcycle enthusiasts that like to ride together and do things good for the community and our veterans. So I don't know what else I can tell you about it, because
we'll get into a lot more about the Legion Riders
sure.
as the show goes on. And as you can see, this is your uniform.
Yeah.
For the most part.
This is our dress uniform when we're doing parades or if we're standing at flag line at a funeral, any type of ceremonies. You'll see us dressed in black jeans, black rider's boots,
Yeah.
black vest, white shirt, and we do have caps, baseball caps that we wear, or our Legion caps. So,
What are some of the benefits of being a Legion rider?
benefits are camaraderie,
Yeah.
being able to go out and show the community that we're here to help them.
Yeah.
We're here to serve our veterans and basically just have a good time doing it. That's what we're all about. I mean, we're enthusiasts, so.
Yeah. I think the word I was looking for in the question was joining. Benefits of not being, but also joining, which it kind of ties in together.
I was going to step in and state the fact that it helps us promote the values of what the American Legion is all about. It promotes us within the communities.
Right.
It's a chance to show the public, the youth and the elders what we're all about when we stand shoulder to shoulder. It's a chance to publicly speak about the causes, about our programs, what we do in Washington, D.C., lobbying on behalf of our veterans. It gives us the opportunity to pay homage to a veteran who passed, to show our united support for the veterans and their families throughout the community and throughout this great state and nation.
It's, from what I've seen, it's another great part of the American Legion itself that actually, promotes the
It's
organization.
a program of the American Legion
Yes.
that started out of Garden City, Michigan. A couple gentlemen from a post there wanted to ride. And 1993 is, I believe, when the American Legion Riders became nationally recognized. And they started it because they liked to ride motorcycles and they wanted to be able to promote their post and their families, their Legion family. So, and it just caught on, and it's went nationwide. We're approximately 100,000 strong right now. If that was the last.
Well, we're saying about 120,000 strong with over 1,400 chapters throughout the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
And growing.
And growing. Here in Connecticut, we have 13 chapters on the books. 8 of them are active. 3 or 4 of them are really active. Do a lot of community events, work within their post and their post homes.
Yeah.
209 does. We do a lot with our post family.
And that's, we'll get into, 209, chapter 209.
Chapter 209.
In a little bit. I mean, you certainly have done a lot in the short period of time that you've been around. What's the main mission statement for the riders? I know you probably touched base on a lot of it already. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that is incorporated into your mission statement?
You want to take this one?
Sure. To participate in organized rides and parades in the community, to promote motorcycle safety and education programs, and to provide a social atmosphere for the American Legion members who share the same interest, to use our association to promote and support programs of the American Legion. So here in Connecticut, we try to emphasize the importance of providing escorts for the military and funerals, riding shoulder to shoulder with the Patriot Guards.
I was going to ask you if you did participate with the Patriot Guard.
Yep.
We do.
And we're visible to our soldiers and their families during send-offs and coming home ceremonies. We go to the Capitol and show our support.
That's great. I mean, it's from what I've seen over the years. I'm playing the role of a host right now, but I've obviously seen and know a lot about what you're talking about.
Well, to follow up with that, though, Chuck, where you commented about the Patriot Guard. The Patriot Guard actually came formed out of the American Legion Riders.
Yes.
And that was they became the actual honor guard for the veterans in their funerals. And to this day, here in Connecticut, we do have the Patriot Guard. The American Legion Riders on the state level, we used to literally stand shoulder to shoulder with the Patriot Guard for all veterans' funerals, and we're in the process of reestablishing that rapport where we used to be.
But once you do that, it'd be great to actually have them on the show.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe as a combination.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
2 members of the Riders and 2 members of the Patriot Guard.
Absolutely.
We could do that.
You know, it's just one of the main things, obviously, you know, and you do too, is and the viewers is to get every aspect of the veteran community out to the public.
Absolutely.
And that's what this show is all about. So it'd be great to do that in the future. So,
Okay.
you know, we'll work on that. What do you do as Legion Riders members? I mean, some of the activities and stuff. Actually, you mentioned a couple already.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple, but when I mention again, Chapter 209 actually got together with several chapters out of Massachusetts. This POW MIA missing memorial service over in Falls River, Massachusetts.
Yep.
We rode up there, met up with them, then rode over to the Battleship Cove. That's one of the things that our chapter does. We are involved with the VJ Day Parade. For the last 4 years, the American Legion Riders have led that parade.
Up in Moosup.
Up in Moosup.
Yes.
We also do the half marathon in Bristol, which is a road race. We act as security more for the riders, for the runners.
Yeah.
For the runners. And
that benefits the Fisher House.
it does.
Yeah.
We do a lot of charitable work, is what we're working on.
Yeah.
So right now we're planning a 100th anniversary run on June 1st. So all the riders will get together and go to some selected locations and come back to food and a band, and all the proceeds will go to the Legacy Fund, which is an American Legion sponsored.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down
scholarship.
June 1st because one of the last questions, it was, you know, any local events, upcoming events. So in case I'd forgot, I wanted to make sure that I had that in there. I mean, it's, you know, this is a perfect platform to get your word out statewide. Now, you were talked about Battleship Cove. You were right on the deck of the USS
Absolutely.
Massachusetts.
And that was, I've been there several times with
Yeah.
Jim and Jane and I have been there.
Yeah.
Right on the fantail.
Right on the fantail. We couldn't tell you were in Navy. But yeah, we that was a nice ride. We don't always make the ride. Jane and I don't always make the ride on the bikes, but this year we did. And it was a good mixture of Massachusetts riders and Connecticut. So
It's good exposure.
it is, especially when you get on the highways and they see our patches,
Yeah.
our back patches, and they recognize that there's something more going on with the American Legion. It really promotes the American Legion.
Well, I know personally
Family.
myself. I mean, just driving around, especially in the warmer months, you know, you'll see, you know, riders out there with their vests on, and I'm sure I know who they are. But you know, with this show, hopefully it enlightens a lot of our viewers and lets them know who the riders are.
Yes.
So, you talked a little bit about how you can become a member of the American Legion Riders. Is there anything more you want to talk about?
Well, first off, to become an American Legion Rider, you have to be a member of part of the family.
Yeah.
First and foremost, that's the whole thing. Is you have to be part of the family first, and then you join the American Legion Riders just because we're all enthusiasts, and that's really why you become. I mean, people join the American Legion to become a Legion Rider because they've seen the good things that we do. They're veterans themselves, so they want to, keep doing what we do.
Yeah.
So they get out there and they ride with us, and so really, to be an American Legion rider, you have to be part of the American Legion. End of story.
Well, the American Legion or the Sons
of the American
or the
Legion
Auxiliary.
Or the auxiliary.
That's the first step. For the viewers who are watching that are, might be interested in becoming a Legion rider, first step is to get your membership with the Legion,
Yes.
the Auxiliary or the Sons of the American Legion. And then from that point, almost immediately, you can join the riders.
Right, but one thing you got to remember, Chuck, if they join a post close to their home,
Yeah.
their post may not sponsor a chapter. They can go to other chapters. They don't necessarily have to be at their post home. When we were at Post 2, we had members coming in from Meriden. We've got members right now that come in from Southington at 209,
Yeah.
Chapter 209. So
Even if they have a chapter at that post, they can be a member of the riders
absolutely,
at another location.
yeah, they don't have to be part of their post home.
That's probably the only part of the post family that you can do
Yeah,
that and be
absolutely.
a member somewhere else.
It is.
It's the only.
It is the only part. The Sons, you have to be a member of the same squadron. You can't be dual members of a squadron, or the auxiliary, or the Legion. So yeah,
I mean, you are a dual member.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's important for the viewers to know
Yeah.
that even though your post has a chapter, you don't have to belong to that. You can go wherever you want. A post that does have a chapter.
And more importantly, that kind of came about because not all posts had chapters, and there were family members that wanted to be Legion riders. So it was made easier for them to join a chapter or a post outside of theirs. That's why it was really done that way.
Let's go to chapter 209. How long has it been around?
Since 2015. So chapter 209 started about a year after, or within a year after the post got their charter. So there were enough members in American Legion riders, and I mean the Sons of American Legion, the Auxiliary, and the Legionnaires. There were enough members there to start their own chapter. So from there, we bought our patch and put patches on our leather jackets, and then new members joined, and then we submitted a request to department director that we wanted to start a riders group, and from there we got our charter, and
Now
off and
you're
running.
both pretty much the founders of chapter 209.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah.
We were actually we started out at Post 2.
Yeah.
We were founding fathers at Post 2.
Yeah.
And then when we moved over to 209.
I think I have my signature.
You do.
I have my signature on that charter.
And we still have contacts at Post 2.
Yeah.
We have quite a few friends out of Terryville. That's the good thing about Legion Riders and the way we're set up. There's a lot of camaraderie between
between everybody.
between the posts. So
All over.
chapters.
You
All over
share a special
Common
interest
denominator.
in common denominator, the riding.
Right.
So I mean that's great. Let's we're saving you for actually we're going to be taping another show and
Yes.
it's just you, so
not going anyplace.
we're saving your voice. But I'm going to ask you now, Jim. As far as on the department level, when you hear department, that's on the state level. So the department level for the Legion Riders, how long has that been around?
Actually, the Legion Riders, like John mentioned, nationally they were recognized in Michigan back in 1993. I actually spent about 2 years researching and communicating with Michigan and California and the Dakotas to get more information about the Legion Riders. In 2013, I started putting things in motion. What was highly recommended to me was visiting with all the motorcycle clubs and all the riding clubs throughout the state.
Yeah.
So I spent almost a year meeting with everybody, to make sure that they understand the value and purposes and principles of the American Legion Riders, so that they knew we weren't trying to clash with anybody.
Yeah.
Once I got everybody's consent, we got the ball rolling. In 2004, we actually started up the very first chapter here in Connecticut, which we call the Southeastern Connecticut chapter. And basically what we did was we didn't identify or establish ourselves to one given post. We traveled around Southeastern Connecticut promoting the American Legion Riders. And from there, we were able to start getting the word out. Then we started getting posts that wanted to start reaching out, and that's where Post 2 came about,
Yep.
which my name also is on the on the charter on that
Yep.
wall, and then Rockville and things like that.
Right.
But that's really the roots of the American Legion Riders here in Connecticut. It all started there, and the first couple of years we only had a couple of chapters. But back then, we did sit back and get involved with the legacy run immediately. We did go ahead and work the funerals, the welcome homes and the send-offs, for our troops. We actually put the word out there, and we're proud to do it.
It's impressive. To parades, I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, when you see you guys coming down, I mean, it's impressive. I know the parades are difficult because of the bikes
They are.
and overheating problems.
Oh, yeah.
I know we've dealt with that with the Forestville Memorial Day Parade.
Yes.
But what's the difference actually at the department level of the riders? There's really the difference is that's more of an overseeing factor. You're the founder, but you've been a director
For 4 years
for
now.
4 years.
I
So
was assistant director for 3 or 4 years also. Technically, what the department is, when we talk about the ALR at department level,
Yeah.
we're the governing body. We make sure the chapters and posts are abiding by the Constitution and bylaws. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as promoting us in a good way, getting laid out in a good way in the communities. We kind of oversee any disciplinary actions that go on, which is very, very rarely, because most of it's done through their post home. So,
Yeah.
but if they can't resolve it, we can. We answer to the department.
Yeah.
So that's really, we're also the motivating factor behind chapters. We talk to them about doing legacy run, doing programs and getting involved. So.
We've only got a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
Actually, right now, maybe about a minute and a half. You had mentioned June 1st.
Yes.
Is there anything briefly you can tell us, any upcoming events?
June 1st, we're doing first time in a long time, we're actually doing a big major ride with all the chapters involved. It's all the money we're raising is going to go right to the American Legion Legacy Fund Foundation. And then we've got the VJ Day Parade coming up. We've got the half marathon in Bristol coming up.
Yeah.
So that's really, right now, that's what we've got involved.
Now, if anybody wanted to get involved as far as or look for information, who would they contact? They would contact
They're local American Legion or department.
Yeah.
They do have a list of local chapters.
They can contact the main departments up in Rocky Hill.
Absolutely.
Well, it's as always, I think with every show, we don't have enough. I mean, there's so more we can talk about. I know we're going to talk about the American Legion itself.
Yes.
You're welcome to join us.
Okay.
For the second show. We got about 30 seconds left, so I have to wrap it up.
Right.
So, to the viewers, we hope that you found the show very informative. I'm sure you did. And, we want to thank you for watching. A special thank you to the guests. Thank you for being here. With that being said, my name's Chuck Wooden. You're watching the Veterans Corner. Good night.